Congregation Michigan Israel. Come on up, Rabbi!
Thank you, Kika. You can open for me before my sermons next week. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I stand before you tonight as a white, male, cisgendered rabbi. As a rabbi, I could speak about the Jewish laws that not only permit but may even require an abortion if a woman's life is in danger. Whether she is in physical, mental, or economic danger, in Judaism, the fetus becomes a rodef, a pursuer to that woman until that child emerges from her body. I can recite to you the Mishnah, a sacred text from 2,000 years ago that painfully describes the process of abortion. I could interpret the 2,000 years of Jewish texts that expand upon the ideas of abortion in all spectrums of Jewish life, from the most liberal to the most traditional. But I'm not going to go into that detail tonight, because our sacred texts, which were written thousands of years ago or yesterday, whether Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, First Nations people, or of any other religion, should not be the reason that we restrict the rights of people in this country to make decisions about their own bodies. They should not. Our laws should be based upon our collective values as a nation to love our neighbor and stranger, and to allow women and all people to make decisions about their own bodies based upon their own circumstances and beliefs. And as a white man, I stand with and behind women, transgender and non-binary people everywhere whose rights are restricted by other white males. And I vow to use my privilege to stand for justice. It was white men, of course, many who owned slaves, who wrote the Constitution of these United States. And today, a majority of the Supreme Court justices decided that abortion is not a right because, as Justice Alito reasoned, a right to an abortion cannot be found in the Constitution or inferred from its provisions. And we're here to say, Justice Alito, of course it's not there, because that document was written by white slave-owning men who have never represented a majority of the people of this country. On the contrary, Justices, we have had laws in this country that control the reproductive freedom of women, of black people, of indigenous people, of people of color. These laws have been a tool of white supremacy which dates back to slavery and beyond, a white supremacy intimately intertwined with anti-Semitism which dates back millennia. Anti-Semitism that has attempted to annihilate the Jewish people more than once. A white supremacy that also wants to control and restrict other inferred rights of our citizens. Today's majority opinion, Justice Thomas writes, in future cases we should reconsider all of the court's substantive due process precedents, ending the right to contraception, to anti-sodomy laws, to marriage equality. And we stand today because we will fight for freedom. We will fight for everyone's freedom. And I personally will fight for the freedom of my 4.5-year-old daughter, who I want to grow up in a world where she has autonomy over her own body. As soon as I'm done here, I'm heading back to Congregation Michigan Israel, where we're going to begin Shabbat services tonight, a Pride Shabbat, celebrating that all human beings are created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. And our services tonight are going to be slightly less joyful. But I promise that no one, no judge, no justice, no senator, no one can take away our right to love. As the psalmist writes, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, I will build a world of love. Join with me. We will build a world of love. We will build a world of love. We will build a world of love. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. May we rest on this day and tomorrow rise up and fight like never before.